That's exciting. It didn't say that before.
Yay.
Yay. Do you have a notification?
No.
Oh, everyone's gone.
Well, yeah, no, the live stream disappeared. So why would people
Right.
stay even if they were the last one? They wouldn't be automatically in this one.
I'm going to see if you have audio, if you go to the channel list.
Yeah. Try it. Alright. Try it.
Hey, audio, that's a plus. There's people back.
There we go.
Do you have notification?
No, but it's something.
But I have audio.
Debbie!
Hooray!
Hi, Debbie.
Yes, I know. I don't know what's going on with the connections and things. They're taking a long time. Well, hopefully they'll send notifications. Turn that down. That this is back up.
Yay.
Okay, awesome. Well, a little late, but we're going to get it going.
Hi, Victoria. Hi, Debbie.
Dang. Hi, girls. Hi. Yay. Thanks for your patience. Well, you got it figured out. Just, I think probably YouTube is overwhelmed with live streams and things going on lately with everybody at home. Okay, we're going to make a necklace. We're going to make this lovely Pearly Girl necklace. So a good handful of my ladies ordered the kit for it. And I'm not sure if we'll be able to complete, the entire thing. It's only 11 of these little sections, but it's not necessarily the individual sections that take a while. It's also linking them together with this little pattern here. And what I was trying to say in the first live stream that we tried was that this will be the last month that we'll use this webcam. We've tried to use the mobile, use the camera to have a better quality picture, and it hasn't worked. So I just need to get a better quality webcam, especially because we're looking at something so small and detailed. So by next month, we'll get a little better quality.
Hi, Kathleen.
Picture going on for you. Okay. So thanks again for your patience and for joining us. I'm going to put up my little propped table here so you can see what's going on. Get hair out of there. Gross. Okay, girls. So, also like it's weird. Only
Victoria said her internet at home has been off and on too.
Yeah, crazy.
It seems pretty
right. A lot of the materials could easily be something you have it at home, perhaps. The little linked chain in between is pretty specialized chain, so that could be something. But it's a gorgeous little kit. So so it needs 22 gauge wire for our pearls, which is where we're going to start, is making these little pearl sections. And unlike, these are wire wrapped loops, but unlike when we generally do wire wrap loops, we have to connect it to something before we wrap it. These, we don't have to. So it's a little, not only faster, but a little easier to do because you're not having to hook it in there before you wrap it. And so it's easier to get maybe more consistent loop this way. So we just going to make up our little sections first and then connect them together. And what we're going to do is only make up a handful. I have a couple already made, but I'll make up a couple more, and then we'll start linking them together and see kind of how far we can get. And I'm just going to show kind of the order and the beads that we're using here, and then I'm going to hand it over to Sophia to actually do the loops and wraps and things because it's her favorite thing ever.
Kay says, yay, can now hear.
Yay.
Hi, Kay.
Yeah, the audio is that's most likely my fault for having the microphone in the wrong jack, but we got it figured out.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
Thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah. I have a professional microphone. I can't use the audio on your computer because it's yucky. Okay. Oh, I don't have a ruler. Well, when you're cutting your wire that we're using, I think in the handout I said 3 or 4 inches. So that could be a little long. Perhaps it just depends on the size of the loop and the wrap you're making. It depends on perhaps the size of the crystal we're using. And I have it in the handout, but I'm not a big fan of, like it says 4 inches, cutting all your wire up into 4-inch pieces. Now, I'm not a fan of that, only because I think that we tend to use, you could probably get by with less, perhaps. I just would prefer to alter the length of your wire or adjust it as you go, depending on how much you're actually using. So we're not wasting wire, that's all. Okay, so I have a little piece of wire. You can straighten it by hand. You can use a wire straightener, but we need it, somewhat straight. I'm going to do a wire wrap loop by bending back about an inch or, I'm not doing that. Sophia's doing that part. Sorry. I'm going to do one loop so I can put the beads on.
Okay, then I'm going to explain it.
Then it's all yours. Okay, so our goal here, since we're making so many of these, is to get these loops consistent, right? Ideally the same, ideally round, but then the same size. And the size on these, I'm trying to make like 4 millimeter or so. I mentioned in the handout, your little spacers, your little flat daisy spacers, those are 4 millimeter. So if you look at those, that kind of gives you an idea of a good size loop for this project. Okay, so I've got a loop tail, and like I mentioned, you can go ahead and close these without hooking into anything. You'll want to just be aware, right? We're trying to get the same, not only the same size loop, but the same number of wraps each time, so that each end of each section is the same, but also each section as we go around. You have 11 total, so that it comes out the same length. So I'm not a big fan of only doing like not more than 3 for sure. Okay. And so I'm gonna do that wrap. Cut it off. If and ladies, if you're in the chat, if you haven't had a chance to say hello, that would be great. I think I had someone email or text saying they couldn't figure out how to do the chat. It should be at the bottom of the screen, I guess.
Yeah, just right under the video, you have an option to leave a like, and then next to it, there's the live chat button, and just click on that. And
it should say chat as whatever your username is. Okay, so once you've got your closed, oh, that comes out great. I mean, I meant the focus. Darn. Okay. We just need to get a professional webcam.
Hi, Sherry.
So let me see if I can get this. Nope, not better. I'm just trying to play and see if I can get this to focus so you can see a little bit better. Tricky. No notification?
No.
That's a YouTube thing.
I'm gonna say no.
Dang. Okay, so my ladies that ordered kits, you had some color choices, which is a little fun, which makes it fun. So I'm putting on a crystal. It's a great crystal. I'm doing slightly different color than I had in the sample. Then a spacer, a 4 millimeter spacer. Then an 8 millimeter cap. And I love stacking spacers and caps. It may seem like overkill at first, but I really think it makes just a lovely little detail, that could be easy to miss. But boy, I think it really makes a difference in the end. So I've got my pearl.
Hi, Sue.
Then I'm just going to, hi, Sue. Thanks for joining our membership. That's very exciting. Another cap. Another spacer, right? And I just added the spacer. I promise next month it'll be in better focus. And then another crystal. So I'm doing a gray color story here. I think so. And there's all your beads on there. And one of the color options we had this time was the dark blue. And my ladies that ordered that, I sent you a backup color only because I thought these blue crystals were a little small. And so that's the blue one on there. It's real pretty, but it might be kind of small. You know what I mean? Another option I thought about was that you could put both crystals because that blue one's so tiny. Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, so if you ordered the blue one, I sent your backup color as well, just in case. So you have some options. So once all of our beads are on there, then we're going to do our loop on the other side. You want me to hand that over to you?
My turn.
Yay! You want to, you were 2 places. Here's little pliers.
Okay.
Oh, careful. Don't drink before 12. Okay. Oh, just kidding.
Okay. Hi, ladies. Okay. So, got my chain nose pliers, and I'm going to grab right up against the top bead with the very tip of the pliers so that I don't leave too much room. Because however far into the pliers you grab, right, that's where your wrap's going to go. And I'm making sure the side of the loop is facing me so that when I bend the wire away from me, once my new loop is made, it'll be facing the same direction. And then I'm going to turn the piece of wire around so it's pointing at me. And I'm going to put my thumbnail right in the bend that I made, right? See if that, yeah. And then with my palm facing away from me, how far into the, okay,
She's
pretty
much
far.
better than this.
I'm going to grab about a third of the way or so up the pliers, almost halfway. And then I'm going to start rotating forward, and I'm going to stop about halfway to make sure my loop looks pretty good.
You can take the plier out.
You can't take the plier out.
Oh,
That's
I
a
do.
rule.
I take it out all the
Well,
time.
I'm going to leave it round. So I'm going to grab the tail and pull it the rest of the way around. Pull it nice and tight. And then I can take my pliers out, right? And see my little loop.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful.
Like, every time I wear something black when I film,
Just use me.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to cover my loop up with my chain nose pliers, since for this project, you don't have to wrap it to anything. I'm going to grab the very tip with my round nose pliers and rotate 1, 2, and some change. So it's nice and tight, and then use the nice thin cutters.
Yeah,
Get nice
fine
and
wire
close.
cutter so you can get close.
Kathleen asked, how long is the necklace?
This one's 19 inches, 18 inches, I think. With this has 11 of these little sections and then a toggle. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about 19 inches. You could easily make it longer by adding like a hook clasp and extension chain, but everything will make a difference in the length. If your loops are larger, if the crystal's a larger crystal.
Your wraps are longer.
If your wraps are longer, right, everything makes a difference in the length in this. And like in the handout, I think at the end, I gave suggestions for if you wanted it longer. I think the easiest thing to do, if I wouldn't make your loops bigger and wraps longer to get more length. I just wouldn't. I think you're taking away from the design. Better to have it all kind of balanced. But if you're adding length to it, I would just either add more links of chain in the back, or just add more links of just with a crystal or smaller pearl or something else just in the back. Are you gonna make another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marsha says, hello, beautiful women.
Oh, thanks, Marsha.
Hi, Marsha. Okay, so I cut another 4-ish inch piece of wire, and I'm going to grab a little more than an inch down from the top and bend it into a nice 90-degree angle. Right, beautiful. And a little piece ran away. Then I'm going to turn the piece of wire so it's pointing at me. Switch to my round nose pliers. And wherever you grabbed in your round nose pliers to make the first loops, you want to do that again so that all your loops stay the same size. Got my thumb right in the bend. And I'm gonna rotate my hand forward and stop about halfway to make sure it's nice and centered. And then grab the tail the rest of the way around. And then if you need to fix it, make it more centered, you can, right? We'll pretend. Focus. Beautiful. And I'm gonna cover my loop up with my chain nose pliers. There.
And that's in your non-dominant hand.
Correct. Yeah. And then in my dominant hand, I'm gonna grab the tip of the wire with my round nose pliers and wrap 1, 2, and some change. Clip the nice thin cutters. What beads are on there?
Oh, the crystal.
Little crystal.
And the spacer.
4mm spacer.
The cap.
Cap.
And the gray pearl. And then do it again.
Gray pearl. Another cap. Oh, spacer.
And the one we're making is the gray. I know it's hard to tell in the webcam. It's really pretty. Color combination is really pretty.
On those same beads again. And just like the first time, use my chain nose pliers.
Getting the wrap on the second side is always trickier than the first one because you've got the beads on there and but grabbing right at the tip of that chain nose pliers, right? Because it's so common to make the second neck longer and then you end up with more wraps on that side. It's not a train smash in this necklace to have more, an extra wrap on one side versus the other, but with the goal of trying to get it consistent on both sides, just the very tip of that chain nose pliers.
Yeah. And then I bent my wire into a 90-degree angle, and I bent it so that it's facing the same direction as the first loop. Kathleen asked.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, sure, Kathleen. What's great about this piece is when we link it together, which I'm going to start doing here in just a second. There's not necessarily any middle, or whatever. So as this goes along, you can easily, start measuring it. Measuring it as you go, and then get an idea of how many more you'll need, that kind of thing, to get it to be the length that you want.
I finished my loop. I'm just going to cover it up with my chain nose pliers to keep it nice and round. I'm going to grab the tip of the wire with my round nose pliers. So my two pliers are perpendicular to each other. I'm going to pull it nice and tight and wrap 1 and 2 and some change.
Trying to stay on screen.
It's harder than you think.
I keep scooting it out of the way.
Kathleen says, yay, earrings.
Yes, earrings.
Good idea.
That is a good idea.
I clipped off any remaining wire. And then if your loops are a little wonky from each other, you can twist them a bit so that they're on the same plane.
Yeah, that's another good point. Thanks, Sophie. Yeah, those loops need to be going the same direction. You know what I mean? Same plane, however you want to say it, right? So they're both. That's a technical term.
The technical term, yeah.
When I did a crimping video yesterday. It was the crimping one. It was something. It's like, if you don't crimp it right, it just goes bleh.
Good technical word.
But I don't edit, so it's stated.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's stated.
You know what blah means.
And that's when that necklace broke and that one I stopped.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
In my pearl knotting one, you'll have to catch where the necklace broke. I recovered really quickly.
Oh, good. Played it off smooth.
Yeah. I'm like, look at this pearl necklace. I'm like, go next.
If you catch it, let me know.
I watched it back and was like, oh, well. Oh, well.
Okay, so I cut another 4-ish inch piece. I'm just going to do all the same things. Make a 90-degree bend. Put my round nose pliers in there with my palm facing away from me. Grabbing in the same place I did for the last ones. I'm going to rotate my hip forward and stop about halfway. And grab the tail and pull it the rest of the way around. And center my loop if I need to. Beautiful.
Yep.
And I'm going to cover that loop up with my chain nose pliers. And grab the tip of the wire, my pliers perpendicular to each other, and wrap 1, 2, and some change. And I cut as close as I can with the nice little thin cutters, and string on the same pattern.
Right, and if you have that little tail, you can use a crimping plier.
Oh yeah, I just use a chain nose pliers.
Or your chain nose pliers to tuck that little end down if you have that little end. After Sophie does this one, I'm gonna start linking the chain together so you can just see how to do that. I'm sure it's pretty obvious, but there's a couple little tips that'll help for sure. And like using the top of the crimping plier because it's already round.
That makes sense.
You know, then you're putting that around that neck. So it tucks it down.
I'm grabbing with the very tip of my chain nose pliers right up against the top of the bead. Bend the wire away from me. And then make sure the wire is facing the same direction as the previous loops. They're all on the same plane. Turn the wire so it's pointing at me. Round those pliers with your palm facing away from you. I'm going to rotate the hand forward. Stop when you're about halfway. Pull the tail the rest of the way around. Center it up if you need to. Cover it up with your chain nose pliers. Grab the tip of the wire. With your pliers perpendicular. And wrap 1, 2, and some change. Then cut nice and close. Chain nose pliers. And I'll try the crimping plier. With the top
Well, if you don't get a little
station.
burr, then you're.
Okay. And then one of my loops got a little bent up, so I'm just going to grab them both with my pliers and straighten them out a little. Beautiful.
Yay. Thanks, Princess.
Sure. Let me keep making these while I'm sitting.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh,
And I'll start linking them together. What?
I guess you need the pliers to link them together, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Just kidding.
But I can go get another chain nose and
I can do that.
or something.
While you talk through it.
Okay.
Where will I find them?
In my across from my desk on the top, there's a little bucket. Whoops, that has
Okay.
some pliers. And there's a set of Lindstrom pliers in there. Okay. So Sophie's gonna keep making these little sections while I start linking these together. I'm gonna give her a tray of beads. So I'm just changing things around. Okay. Here. Give her her phone. Find him. Checking on the baby. How's he doing?
Sleepy.
Sleeping. You can find the round nose in there.
No, I didn't see around.
It should be in the bucket now. Maybe it's just it's short. The Lindstroms are short. Maybe it fell. That's okay.
There's just no way I'm going to get the loops the same size.
No, I'll use those.
Oh, okay. Great.
No problem.
I'll
Perfect.
use those.
Okay, I'll use these.
Where'd my wire go? Cut a piece of wire.
Here's wire.
This piece of just
Oh, I don't know.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Well.
Oh, right here.
Score.
We're professionals. Okay. So you are linking these together. You have the texture chain. And so you have silver. It's a alternating silver and gunmetal. Right? It's 2 links of the silver that go into the loops that we made, and then a link of the gunmetal chain between those that hold those together. So you're opening these little links on your chain, just like jump rings. And you can either wait till you have all the sections made, or you can do it as you go. Either way is fine. If you do wait until they're all made, choose whichever one you want from the middle and kind of work from the middle backwards on both sides. Then you can kind of figure out how the length is working out for you. So I'm opening these to the side, right? Just like a jump ring. Right, can you see that? Yep. Right, we don't want to distort it or like pull it apart or stick the pliers in the link at all. So then I'm just hooking the silver loops or links onto the loops that we made. There's a baby. There's a baby. So cute.
He's talkative today.
That's fine. He can talk all he wants. Okay, and so one on one side. And you have to open these links a good distance because they're thick. So to get them just unlinked from each other, we would open it a good distance. And then close them back up so they're flush to each other, right? So that way we end up with a silver link inside each loop of all your sections, right? So I've got all my little, whoops, I thought I had a couple more sections here, right? So once I've put these loops, the silver links, onto all my sections, then I'm going to do the gunmetal links in between to hold them together. Now they're hardy little links, so they take a little bit of muscle to get open and close. However, they're not indestructible, so you can't really keep opening and closing them. Probably by the third or fourth time they'll break, because you weaken it at the bottom there. So when I open the gunmetal, I link on one and then I link on my next one too, and then close flush. Right, and then that way, that's how I have them linked together. And it's just for aesthetics. I just think it's really pretty. That gunmetal is a way to pick up the antique silver that's in the cap and the spacer. So it's a nice way of just adding a nice design element to it. Oh, don't roll away. That's what happens when you use a slanted table. Open my next one. Oops. And hook on the next one. And so on. And I keep linking them together. Right, so even that 3, that's a good length, and that's probably 6 inches, 5 inches or so. And I just, Princess, I have 3 here, 3 more, so you have 7. So it's 11 in this shorter necklace. I had quite a few people that ordered 2 kits so they could make a longer one. It'll be beautiful longer for sure.
You said this is the 7th one?
Correct.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep putting the silver little links, on there. Okay. All right. So, oops. Okay. Well, how's everybody doing at home? Or firstly, how's your project coming? No problems and things, I assume. Otherwise, people would pipe up. My customers are so shy. That's sarcasm. Girlies. But hopefully that's working for everybody. I try to, if you're using the kit, I try to, give a little extra wire there. Okay. So while we're doing this, a couple other things I was going to mention. I can't see it as well. Sophia's on that pretty little Buds and Bloom necklace. I've had quite a few people order that kit. It's so pretty. I think it's really, really lovely. And I do have a couple new things to show. Not new, but oopsie. Thank you. I did make a couple new earring kits. So that would work great with this. Well, that doesn't come down very well. that would work great with this necklace. If you like didn't want the, that whole necklace and you just like the little components, they make a great earring that would look great with this necklace. It's a nice way to make a complimentary earring, with this piece, and it also comes in gold. And I will send pictures of those later because it's awfully close in the thing, but they are a lovely little kit. So they're available in silver, gold, and white and gray. So either metal and either color pearl for $11.50, and you can use your discount code. And our next, so technically this was meant to be the live stream for April. So we're going to try to do the first weekend of each month. I wasn't able to do it next weekend. So we did it a weekend early. However, for May, our next live stream will be May 2nd, and I'll send out plenty of emails and reminders and things. But just like we did a kit for this one so that you could make the project along with us, I think for May, we're going to do the Cartier cuff bracelet again. So a lot of you may have done that project before, or if you have a kit at home you haven't finished, or it's just whatever our most popular projects that we haven't been able to offer now, in over a year. And it's available in several different metal colors, and I'll send pictures of them. But this, sorry, I'm just picking up a few. All the magnetic clasps are sticking together. But what I'm going to set it up on the website so that you can choose your 2 colors. So see, this is a gunmetal and silver. This is silver, silver. This is gold, gold. This is gold gunmetal. I'm wearing silver gunmetal. So that on the kits, you choose your 2 chain colors. So you choose your first one, there'll be the base or main color, the body color. And then the second choice will be the accent chain. So, and I'll let you mix it any way you want to. So you can make your own colors between silver, gold, gunmetal, and then silver, gold, gunmetal. And I'll keep that kind of open that way until about May 15th April 15th, sorry. So for a couple of weeks, I'll keep the kits open that way for you to customize it. And then I'll send the clasp and everything that matches and all the cord, all the wire and jump rings and things that go with it. But after that, then I've got to order all the chain based on the colors you girls ordered. So after that, whoever orders a kit after that would be limited to whatever then we have in stock. But the other thing I wanted to point out, oh, it came on. What? That's okay. Is when we're making these Cartier cuffs, if you remember, they need these little wire needles at the end that we have to hand wire on to string the chain through. These are really tricky to get on, but in the kits that are ordered before April 15th, we're going to attach them for you. So it'll come like this, already attached, and you won't have to worry about it. When we first introduced this, Mark used to solder the ends on, which was great, except it's not uncommon for it to break in the process, just meaning you pulled too hard or whatever. And then especially for a kit, if you get a kit with it soldered and then it breaks while you're working it, there's no way for you to fix it. These are wired on. And so your kit will come with them wired on, but we're also going to show in the live stream how to do it yourself so that if it does happen to break off, you can attach it. Also.
Is the video better for you guys now? It seems like it is. Victoria said.
Oh, was it choppy?
Victoria said choppy video and no sound. And Sue said the video was choppy, but she was getting sound. But Victoria says better now.
Okay.
So is it okay? I know the video quality is not awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I promise I'll buy a webcam this month if you order more kits. So the camera on my phone is fantastic. You just can't live stream from YouTube with your phone with less.
Kathleen says it's fine, and Sue says video's better now.
Okay, with less than 1,000 subscribers. It's just a rule for YouTube. So otherwise, I would have used my phone to do it because the camera is fantastic. So I could either try to find a workaround, which is what we thought we would do, but I have not been able to find one. And the truth is, there's a app that you can use that we have, but it doesn't send notifications. But YouTube didn't send notifications today either.
So what?
So yeah, so we could have used it then maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Rawr. We'll get this thing down. I appreciate your patience, girls, while we're trying to get this in a groove.
Thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah.
Here.
Because this little setup I have here with the table and my head chopped off, that's not my favorite.
Terry said that she got a notification.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
I just didn't, so that's all we had.
Yeah, we just based it on Sophie, whether Sophie got one.
Okay. I swear I have notifications on.
But if I use my camera, my phone, then I can kind of set it up with the arm, and I'd be able to actually put the camera right over my hands, which I think will work better. So
Also, hi Terry. I hadn't seen you in the chat.
Yeah. Hi. That's so awesome. It's so nice to hear from you, see you. I never know what to say with the chats.
Hear from you?
Hear from you?
It's,
I know in the email, I'm like, I can't wait to see you girls in the chat.
Yeah.
Virtually.
I can't wait to kind of talk to you.
Right.
How many is this? One more, do you mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more.
One more. So assuming you don't have a Sophia making them for you.
Sorry. Terry says, hi, I miss you guys. We miss you too.
Oh, I can't. Don't even get me
miss our ladies.
Yeah, don't even get me started. My heart.
I get sad.
Oh, yeah. But if there was ever a better time for us to, figure this whole live stream virtual world out,
It's now.
It's now. So.
Since everyone's figuring it out.
Yeah, that's why there's so many lives now. If you're are on YouTube a lot, you'd find a lot of the creators going live. So. Okay. But besides the videos on here, there's another platform where I'm building the members area that will be accessible through the website. And that way, that's where all the individual.
Aw, Terry says, you need to do this. You guys are the best teachers. It's time to share and shine.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's so sweet. Mama. You can't see her, but she happy tears.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
You'll mess up my false eyelashes. And I had to glue on so I could look like Sophia. What was I going to say? That's where like the individual pieces where I do virtual tutorial. When you guys order them, well, it doesn't matter if you order them for members. I do a video tutorial for each of the kits, and I know my members have been very patiently waiting for me to get that done. I have them filmed. I just need to get the platform running because it's on a different website. Blah blah blah. It's just stuff. So, okay.
Kathleen says, I so miss you and Washington too.
Oh,
Miss
how's
you,
Vegas?
Kathleen.
At least no, Viki, don't start. Today we're not talking about anything else except beads.
Beads. Sparkly things.
But I am glad that you don't have the issues in Vegas we have here. It seems like, as far as this latest stuff. So
It just hit Washington like fastest.
yeah,
It's everywhere now. But
yeah,
regardless,
yeah,
this is a happy place.
yeah.
Okay, I think that's it.
Groovy. See, so even this one that I'm making with the gray, where's the thing? The crystals, I'm using a larger crystal. I did the lavender crystal in the original one, and this one I'm doing the gray crystal, which is just this has the lavender is a size 3 mm, and the gray is a size 4. But it's going to be longer, right? It's going to make a difference. So that's where the length of yours is so determined by the size of your loops, the lengths of your wrap, the crystal, so if it close, which is
to be
good.
expected.
Yeah. So
Makes Vegas kind of boring though.
well, if you live there, I'm going to assume you don't go to all the casinos so that often.
I'm just putting these chain links on.
Oh, thanks. Okay. Oops. Can I have a silver one?
Oh, you want this one?
Sure.
It's open.
Well, that's all I wanted to kind of show.
Oh.
Right, that you have to open, like I mentioned, you have to open these a good distance to get it unlinked from each other, just because of how thick they are. But I play with these links a lot, doing earrings and other things. So I can tell you, I open them and then I close them and I move them. So there's 1, 2, 3 broke, right? So they're hardy and they'll stay in place nicely, but it doesn't mean you can forever open close them, right? Because there's just one broken. So once you have them open and in place, try to leave them. Really, with this necklace, there's no reason really to keep opening and closing them, but you might be adjusting the size or adding something else on. So just be careful with them if you're going to open it again. I think it only has about 3 or 4 times before it breaks. Though as far as these live streams and stuff, I hate to say anything because I don't want to promise anything. But since this has all happened, we've thought about doing live streams more often. I have, just doing some random ones from home since everyone's home, and I've got kind of just easy projects or tutorials to do and stuff. So but I would love to hear any ideas or anything people want to see. I can't always necessarily break out some big project, but it can do lots of other small tutorials, or definitely open to ideas. Okay. Oh, you already have them on there?
I do.
Okay. So I'm going to attach to...
That's the gunmetal ones for you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I just put the silver ones on.
Gotcha. What time is it?
2:01.
Okay.
Look at us.
Yeah, we're doing good. So it's we want these to run about an hour, but of course we got started 15 minutes late.
Right on time.
So we're getting there. And my ladies in the chat today are all pros, so I'm sure you girls are getting this down. So there's no reason to rush. I mean, who's going anywhere? But if you do, I did a toggle clasp with the kits, but you could just as easily change it out for a hook clasp, and then you could use it as a wrap bracelet or something. I guess you could still go with the toggle, but you'd want to be able to adjust the length. Man, actually, it feels like it's stuck in my eye. Something, no?
Yeah.
It's kind of...
Yeah.
Okay. Here, you keep doing this.
Okay.
Right back. Oh, I have a mirror right behind me.
Okay. ladies.
I'll use this pliers.
Okay. I'm just gonna use these gunmetal chain links. Connect them. Oh, one more. Open up one more. A little bit. Put that on there.
As long as I stay in place.
That on there.
Is it the last one?
You think so?
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
Awesome.
Did it.
Oh, I guess I don't have a clasp here to put on. Right?
I do not see one.
Okay. Well,
Pros.
the clasp goes on. Yeah, I did so many videos yesterday. You would not believe the stuff I had in here. Okay. Okay, so when you get to your end pieces, your last ones in the back.
Marcia says, what about ankle bracelets? I assume for one of the suggestions
Huh?
of projects.
Well, really, sure, but really any of
That'd be a
the
fun project.
bracelet just needs to be longer, right? Ankle bracelet is 9 inches normally, 9 or 10 inches. So really you could do just about any.
A good bracelet project.
Yeah, yeah.
Something sturdy.
Yes.
Since you're walking around.
Especially for summertime. Okay, so your last links, I'm just hooking the clasp in, right? Instead of, that's what happens. And that's why that's what extras of everything in your kits, but it still means be careful. Though I've opened and closed these a few times.
I'm gonna go check on the baby.
Yeah, I don't hear a baby.
He's probably sleeping now. Got his belly nice and full.
Oh, yeah, probably need to put this baby on camera unless he's asleep. He's being awfully quiet if he's awake. Is he awake? Oh, he's so cute. And clasp. Oh, that one's gonna break too. Because I've opened and closed these so much. Okay. Okay, and last side. Is he asleep?
He's sleeping hard. So just,
You can't bring him in. I see it. We can bring him in because he's too asleep.
He's sprawled out on David.
Oh,
Sleepy.
ah.
Will you be able to mail out a package before your surgery? Kathleen asks.
Yeah, probably. I ship stuff every day, so okay. Okay, so my guess is you didn't have an assistant helping you with the links. Let me get that down so I can be, so people can see me. And there we go. Now we have 2. There's one in gray and our one in pink. Just trying to get an idea of how much longer one was. Like a whole section, right? Just from the size of the crystal. And obviously the loops could vary a little bit, but not much. They're pretty dead on.
Nice. That's good.
But that's interesting. That's interesting. The only difference between these 2 necklaces is the size of the crystal. And it made a difference in length by a whole other one. So that's again where you're just gonna, need to play the one, yours by ear that you're making to whatever length that you want it to be.
Yeah, grab that.
Oh, it's so cute.
You probably can't see it, but he's asleep in the room. So sorry he can't come in. He's sleeping.
He's so darling. I know when he was awfully quiet. So.
He got a little fussy. He was fighting.
Yeah, I had a lot to say earlier. So. Okay, girlies. Well, I think that's just about it for us. Unless anyone has any questions or let me get rid of this notification.
Tori says, "Aw,
yeah, he's so
Dorothy
cute.
says, adorable. Thanks.
He is. He's such a gem.
He's a cutie.
Yeah, he's such a good boy. Okay. So I don't have these new earrings are up. They're only $11.50, and then you have your discount codes, and then the Cartier cuffs I will have up for you to order too. I'm going to do it right after we're done, and then I'm also going to film a couple other tutorials for my delicate drapes and a few other things, so I can get my members site up with those new videos up. These are all magnet glass, we're sticking together. But I will have these up. Again, they're still regular. They've always been $38, and you have your discount codes on the cuffs. I had to do some other ones just spontaneously. I wrote down some ideas that would be kind of quick ones, just while people at home. I'm never going to find the perfect day or time that works for everybody. But I've heard of like a lot of people that are people that are painters or other people that are doing like DIY videos, doing live streams, like, more now. There's some guy that does drawing classes that's doing like one every day now at noon. Like, we can't really do one every day, but
We could do more.
But I could do a few more for sure. Even though it doesn't, it's not a lot of time out of the day. At least it's something to get your mind off of things, and hopefully to chat with some of our other lovely bead babes.
Debbie says, thank you again, and you two take care.
Oh,
Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you, ladies, so much. It's so lovely to even chat with you this way. At least I know you're there. That's it. Okay,
Marsha
girls.
says, thank you. You two are the best.
Oh,
Good
that's
luck on
so
your surgery.
sweet. Thank you.
Thanks, Marsha.
Okay. Thanks so much, ladies. It was lovely, lovely to have you join us. Please let me know, any ideas or anything we can do for you. You can always text me or email me. There's plenty of ways to get in touch while we're doing this.
It was great seeing you, ladies. Be safe, be calm, be well.
Nice. Thanks, you as well.
Thanks,
all of you,
Victoria.
please be safe and be well out there. We'll get all through this, and we'll still be here. Awesome.
Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.